Ethan, 23-year-old guy with middle-length brown, wavy, honey brown hair with ocean eyes. His world crumbles as he catches his boyfriend Gio, handsome, 25-year-old businessman with slick black hair, in a suite with his mistress at their favorite restaurant. Tears streaming, he makes a dramatic exit, not realizing a handsome CEO named Oliver, gorgeous, 29-year-old, muscular, tall, tan skin with dark brown hair, with glasses, is watching him from his own miserable blind date. That night, crashed at his best friend Gary, 23, tall, slender body with pink hair and oversized cardigan sweater and shorts, his place. Ethan tosses and turns until morning. He wakes up in panic. He's late for a life-changing interview, racing to catch the bus. His day takes another turn when he spots a beautiful, middle-aged, short-height woman named Eleanor, with pinned-up darling brow hair in a women's pantsuits. Struggling to breathe, without hesitation, Ethan helps her through her asthma attack, calls an ambulance, and even exchanges numbers with her to keep in touch. The woman was touched by Ethan's kindness. She hoped to see him again, finally making it to his interview, sweating and apologetic. He learns the CEO is delayed by a family emergency. As Ethan sits at the lobby, waiting, little does he know that Oliver, the same CEO who witnessed his dramatic breakup, was heading to the hospital after hearing about his mother Eleanor had a asthma attack. Later, Eleanor turned out okay, and in her hospital room, she couldn't help to talk to her dear son, Oliver, about how grateful she was to a kind stranger named Ethan. She'll want to play matchmaker, determined to set Ethan up with her CEO son Oliver. But Oliver wants nothing to do with it. Fast forward to that evening, Oliver's forced into a blind date by his persistent mom, while Ethan, still nursing a broken heart from his ex Gio, reluctantly agrees, just to make the sweet lady Eleanor happy. But Oliver spots Ethan's friend Gary kissing someone and storms out, thinking that's his date. Meanwhile, poor Ethan shows up to an empty table and ends up hanging with Gary and Gary's boyfriend instead. Next morning at the company, Eleanor is furious, thinking Ethan stood her son, Oliver, up. Oliver finally puts his foot down about blind dates. But Eleanor got that glint in her eye. She is not giving up on making Ethan her future soon-in-law. Ethan nervously waiting in the company lobby for his big interview when his heart nearly stopped. His ex Gio strutted in with his new girlfriend, and the moment he spotted Ethan, that familiar, cruel smirk appeared on his face. His taunts got under Ethan's skin. And before he knew it, Ethan splashed his water bottle right at Gio. Big mistake. The slap came fast, knocking Ethan to the ground. And as he braced for another hit, that's when Oliver, the CEO himself, appeared. Like the corporate guardian angel stepped in, moving Gio aside. "We don't tolerate bullying here," he declared, helping Ethan up and leading him to his office, leaving Gio fuming as he stormed out with his girlfriend. As Ethan sat on Oliver's leather couch in his office, nursing Ethan's stinging cheek with an ice pack Oliver had given Ethan, something unexpected happened. "You're the one from the restaurant," he said softly. "The night you broke up with Gio." Ethan wanted to die from embarrassment, but Oliver just smiled. "You mentioned wanting to work here." But he paused, his eyes twinkling. "I have a better position in mind. How about being the CEO's husband instead?" "Wait, ... what? I must have heard that wrong," Ethan stammered, his heart racing. Here he was, hoping for a simple clerk position, and suddenly the CEO, Oliver himself, was proposing marriage. The offer was unexpected, but when Oliver mentioned the money, Ethan's mind immediately went to those crushing college loans. It was like the universe was playing some bizarre joke. "Fine," Ethan found himself saying, "but I have conditions." He took a deep breath. "I still want that clerk position, and this stays between us." Oliver's puzzled expression was almost comical. "Why work when you could live off my fortune?" But Ethan stood firm. This company had been his dream since college, and he wasn't about to give up his independence for anyone's money, not even a CEO's. Oliver's chuckle filled the room. "You're something else," he said, shaking his head with a smile. "Deal." A whirlwind of emotions filled the courthouse as Ethan, 23-year-old guy with middle-length brown, wavy, honey brown hair with ocean eyes, stared at the marriage certificate in disbelief. Oliver, gorgeous, 29-year-old, muscular, tall, tan skin with dark brown hair, with glasses beaming with joy, took the document and made a heartfelt vow to never let Ethan feel alone again. But their moment of bliss was quickly interrupted by a harsh reality. Oliver's mother, Eleanor, beautiful, middle-aged, short-height woman with pinned-up dark brown hair, in a women's pantsuits, calling. Furious after discovering Oliver and Ethan's marriage on social media, Ethan had no idea that the woman he'd helped earlier was actually his new mother-in-law. As Eleanor also had no idea that the one she wanted, her son, Oliver, to actually marry is already Ethan, her son-in-law. Eleanor urgently requesting to meet Ethan at a restaurant. Meanwhile, back at the company, a team leader named Beth, 35 years old, beautiful African-American woman with curvy thick body and long black flowing hair, is plotting her own agenda, harboring secret feelings for Oliver and viewing Ethan as nothing more than an opportunist who needs to be eliminated. Later, at a local restaurant, Eleanor, a desperate mother, confides in Ethan about her son Oliver's marriage, begging him to help break it up. Little does she know, Ethan is actually Oliver's husband. Ethan had to sadly decline. He was afraid of hurting Oliver's feelings. If Oliver were to find out Ethan tried to help Eleanor by getting with her son, which Ethan does not know yet, that Eleanor's son is actually Ethan's husband, Oliver. But Eleanor understood Ethan's feelings, however, decided to use someone else to plot her schemes. The next day, the plot thickens when Beth, a scheming team leader, plays her part in the messy plan Eleanor had created. She feeds Ethan lies about having an affair with Oliver, crushing his heart. Ethan, already developing deeper feelings for his own husband without realizing it, leaves the company heartbroken. Later, Oliver had no clue about any of what his mother, Eleanor, and his scheming team leader, Beth, have done. When he finds Ethan's desk empty and his calls unanswered, Oliver was completely confused. And just as his mother shows up gloating about his potential divorce, Oliver realizes something's terribly wrong. Now he's racing against time to find his husband and fix the mess that his own mother unknowingly created. Rushing through the city streets, Oliver finally found Ethan's best friend Gary, 23, tall, slender body with pink hair, an oversized cardigan, sweater and shorts, who Oliver had mistaken Gary for a date days ago. Once Gary realized who Oliver was, he couldn't help but smile. Remembering how much Ethan had talked about him, He decided to help Oliver where he was located. Meanwhile, at a cafe, Oliver's mother, Eleanor, sat with Ethan, discussing his plans to end things with his sudden husband. Little did she know, she was talking to the very person she wanted as her son's partner all along. Then Oliver burst in, wrapping Ethan in a tight embrace, calling him baby. The shock on his mother's face was priceless. Her son knew Ethan. Even better, Ethan was the mysterious husband she'd been so against. The very same person she'd been trying to set Oliver up with. Through tears of joy and laughter, they unraveled the beautiful misunderstanding. But there was still one thing left. That rumor about Oliver and Beth. As Eleanor reached for her phone to handle it, Oliver stopped her. He'd take care of it himself. But first, he had something more important to do. Kiss his beautiful husband, even the guy he truly loved. The end.